Have you ever started something but failed to finish it? A project left undone, a goal abandoned halfway, or a dream you once chased but gave up on? Human nature often leads us to start strong but grow weary. Yet here's the beautiful truth: God is not like us. When He begins a work in your life, He never leaves it unfinished. His promises are sure, His plans are steady, and His timing is perfect. If God started it, He will complete it. Philippians 1 verse 6 declares, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." This verse is a reminder that the story of your life isn't random, it's authored by God Himself. He is both the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. When God starts something, He doesn't lose interest or abandon the project halfway. He is committed to bringing it to completion. Unlike us, who may run out of energy, patience, or motivation, God's strength never fades, and His love never fails. His work in you is intentional, and it will not stop until it is perfected. One of the biggest struggles in faith is waiting. We often assume that if things are not happening now, they never will. But God's timetable is not ours. What looks like delay is often divine preparation. Consider Moses. He spent 40 years in the wilderness before stepping into his calling to lead Israel. David was anointed as king but spent years running from Saul before he ever sat on the throne. Jesus Himself lived 30 years in obscurity before beginning His public ministry. Delays are not denials. They are seasons where God shapes, prepares, and strengthens us for the promise ahead. Just because you cannot see progress doesn't mean God has stopped working. The seed planted in the ground is hidden for a time, but one day it breaks through. Many of us fear that our mistakes will cancel out God's promises. We wonder, what if I mess up so badly that God abandons me? But the truth is, God's faithfulness is not dependent on our perfection. Look at Peter. He denied Jesus 3 times, yet Jesus restored him and made him a leader of the early church. Jonah ran in the opposite direction of God's call, but God pursued him until he fulfilled his mission. God doesn't give up on us when we stumble. Instead, He uses even our failures to bring us closer to Him. His grace rewrites our story. The promise He made still stands, not because of our strength, but because of His faithfulness. When God completes the work He begins in us, it's never just for our benefit, it's for His glory. Our transformation, victories, and testimonies are all designed to point others back to Him. Think of the Israelites crossing the Red Sea. God didn't just deliver them for their comfort, He did it to show the nations that He is the one true God. When He raised Lazarus from the dead, it wasn't just about giving life back to a man, it was about glorifying the Son of God. In the same way, when God finishes His work in your life, others will see it and give Him glory. Your story will inspire faith in those around you. Your breakthrough will be living proof of His goodness. If God is the one who begins and finishes the work, what is our role? Our part is trust and surrender. We don't have to figure everything out or control every outcome. We simply need to place our lives in His hands and walk in obedience. Trust means believing that even when the path is unclear, God is still leading. Surrender means letting go of our timelines and expectations, allowing God to work at His pace. It's not always easy, but it brings peace. When we rest in God's promises, we no longer carry the burden of trying to finish what only He can complete. Life is full of unfinished stories, but your life in God is not one of them. If He started a work in you, He will finish it. No delay is wasted, no failure is final, and no promise of God ever goes unfulfilled. So if you're tired, discouraged, or wondering if God has forgotten you, remember this: the author of your faith is still writing your story. And when the final chapter unfolds, it will testify to His faithfulness, His love, and His perfect plan. Hold on. Trust Him. What He begins, He always brings to completion.